Alright, didn't know that I would be a YouTube star this early in the school year, late in the school year. I have no idea what I'm doing here, so welcome back to school, maybe, maybe not. First thing we have to do is make sure that we have our textbook. If you go ahead and log on to Launchpad, pause this at any time, you're going to have to. Give you a second to hit pause, get to Launchpad. If you find this plus button right here, you're going to hit it. You're going to search the app library. You're going to type in HMH. Then just hit enter. It's going to look exactly like this. It's a circle with it, and it says HMH in the middle. Go ahead and download that app or add it. That's all you have to do right now. We're not going to use it today. So make sure it's on there. After you click out of there, check to make sure that it's on your Launchpad. It looks like this. Also, I'm going to try Zoom. I don't know if it's going to work or not. We've gotten some weird stuff about it. So if you have Zoom, we might use that later. The next thing you need to do is you need to go ahead and join the Google Classroom. If you click on, back up here, not that one. If you click on Google App Share, it looks really weird because, as we all know, governments don't do anything easily, and Google doesn't do that easily either. Click on Google Apps, go to Classroom. Again, if you're back up, pause, do everything you need to do. I'm going way too fast for you. Click the Classroom button. You're going to add, join a class. And here's the code right here. It's Florida Turner 7 Susie Iceberg Nylon Pimple right here. FT7 SNIP. And that recorded. Of course it did. Gotta turn off text messages when I'm doing my YouTube videos. Alright, if you go into classwork, of course I forgot to, it says pre-Civil War notes. It'll be posted. Go ahead and open that up. Should look something like this. Once again, watch the video that you're watching right now. Type in the notes as we go along. You can stop as the video plays. I literally don't have any idea what I'm doing because this is the first time we're doing this. So you're going to pull that open. You're going to have that open while you're watching the video. We've heard all of this before. This is all review from before we left. Shouldn't take you too long to do. And then you're going to turn it in online, which probably should have figured that one out before I did that. But I'll add that later, I guess. All right. Once again, this is all review from before we left for the extended spring break. By the way, I really hope that we get back to school. I'm already kind of bored. House is small. So anyway, we're going to talk about abolition today. And abolition, again, is the idea of getting rid of slavery. It happens because people start to connect the idea of religion and slavery. And people are like, hey, wait a second. Slavery is probably not a good idea. God doesn't think it's a great idea. So we're going to get rid of it. There's two types of abolitionists. The first one is the moderate abolitionist. And again, this is number 1 on your paper. Go ahead and add this definition. Moderate abolitionist is a person who believes that for the sake of the Union, slavery should be abolished slowly over time, that it shouldn't be abolished instantaneously. It should be abolished slowly. There's a couple reasons for this. Number 1, it gets rid of slavery slowly. People have a time to adjust, both slaves and slave owners. It gives the economy time to change slowly. The best way is political methods, voting, laws, and petitions. On the other side is a radical abolitionist. This is William Lloyd Garrison. He believed that slavery needed to be ended immediately and by any means necessary, including violence. So once again, as we're going through, you're typing these into your notes. Pause as we go along so you don't have to stare at me. This is really awkward. I feel like your generation who has to have their video face on video every 5 seconds. All right, so they're running into this problem as we're moving west, that what do we do with these new states? Are they slave states? Are they free states? Do they get to choose? Who gets to choose? And they keep coming up with these compromises that don't really work very well. The first one is the Missouri Compromise. Missouri wants to enter the Union as a slave state, and the only way that they can keep the balance of power in the Senate is by adding a free state and a slave state. So Missouri enters as a slave state, Maine enters as a free state. This keeps the balance of power in the Senate, and slavery was banned north of the 3630 line. Go ahead and pause it right here and make sure you're caught up. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move forward. So once again, I can't use my mouse on this, and so you can't see it. This green line represents the 3630 line. My ear itches all of a sudden. But anyway, and I can't itch it because I'm on video. The 3630 line is this green line right here. It goes away on the next slide. Maine enters as a free state. Somebody else is texting me. Jesus. Missouri enters as a slave state, and then the 3630 line, again, it goes away on this next slide because Kansas and Nebraska want to enter the Union, and Stephen Douglas comes up with this idea of popular sovereignty, which is right here. It's number 4 on your notes here. It's the idea that people can vote if they want slavery, if they want freedom. Kansas and Nebraska are going to vote for it. So that's number 4 and number 5. All right, so number 6, again, Nebraska becomes a free state. They vote for freedom. And number 7, Kansas votes to become a slave state. What happens in Kansas is kind of a microcosm of the rest of the country. Missourians, they cross over the border and they vote pro-slavery in Kansas. 2 governments form, one pro-slavery, one anti-slavery. And then John Brown is an extreme abolitionist. He moves to Kansas and he starts lots of riots. That's really it for today. I know that was short, but once again, nobody has no idea what they're doing with this. Go ahead and get this turned in. It is due a week from today, which I think is April 6th at 11:59 p.m. This will be your first e-learning assignment. If you have any questions, email me or call me. I think I put that phone number out. Have a good week. Keep away from each other.